And from one good news to the other, in the ever-shifting landscape of show business, Zoe Saldaña has officially ascended a status which was once perceived to be unreachable, mainly for women, and even more for those who hailed from a separate race which wasn't dominating the industry. With the ongoing theatrical run of the latest Avatar movie, Saldaña has secured her position as the highest-grossing actor of 2026. Saldaña rose to this status after featuring in a series of blockbusters, and now she remains the only performer in the history of cinema to star in 4 films which have crossed the coveted $2 billion mark. In 2009, she featured as Neytiri in James Cameron's directorial Avatar. The movie went on to earn $2 billion. In 2018, she featured as Gamora in Avengers Infinity War. The Marvel blockbuster crossed the coveted $2 billion mark as well. The following year, Marvel delivered another blockbuster with Avengers Endgame, where she returned as Gamora. Then in 2022, Zoe returned to the character of Neytiri in Avatar, The Way of Water. This movie went on to earn $2.32 billion. And this December 2025 release, Avatar Fire and Ice, earned $1.233 billion. The movie is still running successfully across theaters. Now, Zoe Saldaña's success is also boosted by her roles in the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy. The Marvel movie series collectively earned $2.4 billion. Meanwhile, the Star Trek reboot series added another $1.18 billion. At present, Zoe Saldaña ranks first with a cumulative global box office collection of $15.47 billion. Scarlett Johansson is in the second position with $15.4 billion. Samuel Jackson is in the third spot with $14.6 billion. Other stars in the top 5 include Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Pratt. All of these Hollywood stars have played pivotal roles in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But this achievement is a huge win for women of color in an industry historically dominated by white male leads. Zoe Saldaña, who is of Dominican and Puerto Rican descent, has shattered the glass ceiling of the box office. The laws of physics are being rewritten in a high-stakes race against the clock. Scientists are challenging the ultimate frontier, hunting for a loophole in the fabric of the universe. Can we travel back in time? Watch the story to know more.
Imagine stepping into a chamber and emerging a decade before you were born. For a century, this was a mathematical impossibility. A tantalizing idea for numerous science fiction movies and novels. Now, a team of elite physicists in China are solving the puzzle. They are tackling the century-old puzzle of whether the arrow of time can be forced to fly backward. This is about the fundamental structure of space and time itself. Researchers have proposed a new theoretical framework showing that time's arrow, the one-way flow from past to future, which arises naturally from how quantum particles become interconnected. This groundbreaking idea doesn't depend on observations or disturbances from outside. It suggests that the direction of time is built into the fabric of quantum physics itself. In theory, Einstein's relativity and certain quantum models allow paths through space-time that loop back on themselves, the so-called closed time-like curves which in principle could let an object return to its own past. But such loops lead straight into classic paradoxes, like the grandfather paradox. What happens if a traveler goes back and prevents their own birth? Yet the quest continues. Some researchers have explored quantum simulations that mimic backward time effects, and even mathematical models aimed at resolving paradoxes without breaking the universe. If proven, then the stakes are astronomical. The basic understanding of our universe will change. The impossible would become possible. For now, it remains a domain of science fiction. Modern science is yet to come to a conclusion. So for now, look up and stare at the stars. Some of them aren't simply there. We are only seeing their light, which emanated millions and billions of years ago. Bureau Report, WION World is one.
And now a story straight out of a Hollywood movie. Only this time it was real and horrifying. a former separatist leader dubbed as a godfather, met his end in the most dramatic way possible. Alain Orsoni, a well-known figure of Corsica in France, was shot dead at his mother's funeral. While the motive for this murder hasn't been ascertained yet, the police revealed that the bullet was fired by a sniper from hundreds of meters away, indicating that this was a professional hit job. Orsoni's death was put back the focus on allegations of a nexus between Corsica's separatist political groups and criminal gangs. The 71-year-old leader was attracted to Corsican separatism in the 1970s. He was the first who was arrested in 1980 and detained for 18 months for an attack on police officers in Paris. 3 years later, his brother Guy was kidnapped. While 2 suspects were arrested on suspicion of his murder, gunmen close to him raided the prison where they were held and shot them dead. Orsoni also founded the Movement for Self-Determination Party and was elected to the Corsican Assembly in 1986. While Orsoni fled to Nicaragua in 1996, after violent factionalism, he returned to Corsica only in 2008. Now, during this phase, he played a role in the revival of the Corsican football club, Ajaccio, which played in France's top football division. He even took over as the chairman of this club and served in this position until 2023. While he returned to Nicaragua in 2015, he visited Corsica intermittently, staying in a heavily guarded villa during his stay there. But with this latest murder, it remains to be seen whether gang wars in Corsica will erupt once again.